Hello! Thanks for stopping by. Tonight, I decided, since I'm making curry chicken and potatoes and veg in the rice pot, or rice cooker, that I would film it. I haven't done a cooking video in a very long time. I've cooked things in the rice cooker and showed you the results in the van, but someone made a comment, a good friend of mine, that she'd like to see how it's cooked, So I thought, that's a good idea because often I don't watch TikTok or whatever. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but I feel a little cheated if I see something and I'm like, oh, I really want to make that. So I'm not going to do it for everything I cook, but I'm going to show you this one. So that being said, I am going to plug in the rice cooker to my shore power. Hey, I got it. I'm going to use it. And I'm going to put it on high. I have just a little bit of oil in the bottom. You don't need to see that. It's just a light coating of oil. So I'm going to heat up the oil. And while that's happening, I'll tell you a little bit about this. Oh my gosh. I get so excited when I make curry. This is a couple of chicken breasts. And what I've done is I've diced them up fairly small, same size as my veg, so that they can all cook evenly. But I am going to do the chicken first, and here's why. For something like curry, especially when you really want those spices, the curry and the turmeric, to just bond with the chicken. That's what I'm going to call it. I don't think that's what it's called, but that's what I'm going to call it. You marinate it, if you can, even if it's just for an hour. So what I've done is I've taken my chicken breast, cut it up, washed it, of course, and then I added some curry powder. Now, I don't do measurements. Sorry about that. Well, not sorry, but I don't do measurements. So you put in however much you want. But let's say if you were going to do this, if I were going to measure it, I'd say a tablespoon, like a good tablespoon of curry, and also turmeric. And then I put in some coarse ground black pepper and some salt. And I went to the store today for some fresh garlic, but they didn't have any, so I just put in a little garlic powder. Then I refrigerated it for, I'm not even sure what time it is at the moment, but I'm gonna say it was right after lunch, probably 4 or 5 hours. And I let it marinate. Oh, and a little bit of oil, and then smooshed it up and set it in the fridge and got it marinating. So now I'm taking it out. I took it out an hour before, just so it can come down to room temp. And now my oil is heating up. Take a look here. Oh, actually, it's not going to heat up very quickly because there's no weight in the pot. And what I've found, if there's no weight in the pot, it really doesn't start doing anything. This one, anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these here, and I'm just going to put it in by itself. That's just the chicken. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Oh. Yeah, baby. Oh, I don't even have it on cook. That's why. Put it on cook. It'll heat up faster. Let's have a taste here. Oh, I think that's going to be good. Pardon me, reaching in front of you like that, but get that out of the way. So as this heats up, let's just chat. Oops. I have no idea what I'm going to talk about, but we'll talk about something. I guess one thing I can talk about is because I'm cooking like I would normally cook in the van. I can talk a little bit about that. I'm staying in, let's say it's kind of like a bachelor type apartment. So I do have all the amenities of a house. It's just small, which is perfect for me. But what I find that I'm doing is I'm still living like I'm living in the van. And I wasn't purposely doing that, but I'm glad I am, because it's just how I want to live my life. So might as well live it like it here too. Makes sense because I did practice before I went into the van. I watched my water consumption, how much power I used, no waste, dual purpose for pretty much everything I have. And I'm doing that now. So like I have 2 plates, 2 bowls, 2 cups, 3 cups, because I got this one. Isn't this cool? I got a can of Pepsi in there. But I don't know if you've seen this in my videos. It says, I'm freaking cold and loving it. I actually got it for the van. But when I came up here, I only packed 2 suitcases. Well, whatever I had in the van. And this came with. I thought, oh, that's perfect for up there. So that being said, as this sizzles away, yep, I can hear it. She's heating up. Just to make sure, I don't want to be sitting here talking and all of a sudden I got no curry. Yeah, so living here in this apartment, let's call it an apartment, I find that I have everything close. Now here I've cleared off the table for cooking, but normally I have a little tray here and it's got my vitamins, Tylenol, because I still take quite a bit of Tylenol, unfortunately. What else? Oh, tissue, napkins, pen and paper, just anything that I'm gonna use on a daily basis. Salt and pepper, but that's kept over there. And I also found that even before I came here, if I was like a guest at someone's house in Edmonton, for instance, last time I was at my son's, I sleep on the same side of the bed as I do in the van. And if there's not a table right by me, what's that? Because the van is, compact. So my nightstand was right there, which was also my dresser and also my kitchen. Then something's popping. I think something in the fridge. I don't know. That's how I sleep. So I'm sleeping on the same side of the bed and also in the van, because that's where I did a lot of my work on YouTube or writing or just sorting, journaling, that kind of thing. I do the same thing here. I'll prop up like I would normally, and then I have a little tray beside me with everything that I need. I can put my video stand on it to watch a movie on my phone. I could record. I haven't recorded in the bed. No, I haven't recorded in bed since I left the van, but that's okay. It just hasn't happened. So point being, I'm watching my water consumption. I'm boiling my water and using that for drinking. I'm using it twice if I can. Like if I, for instance, I don't know, rinse my lettuce and dry it and bag it like I normally do, I'll use that water for dishes afterwards too. Anyway, just things like that. What else can I tell you? Oh my God, I didn't script anything, but that's okay. If you saw in the van, I had baker's racks hung up to hang my utensils, like things like this, spatulas and stuff. I've done the same here. I've got one on the end of the cupboard, and I'm using my vertical space. So there's a lot of things that I realize that it's really is a lifestyle. Whether you're in a house or you're in the van or you're anywhere, it's a frame of mind, it's a peace of mind. So I'll have lots of cooking tips by the time I get into it. Oh, I gotta stop peeking. Can't peek. So I'm just gonna wait for this to click off. Well, I'll stir it once in a while, and then I think I'm gonna wait about 10 minutes. It doesn't take that long. And then I'm gonna add my veg. That being said, second time I've said that, I have some salt and pepper just in case I need some to taste after. I've cut up my veg small, and here I have just carrots and potatoes. I find it's the best veg to go with curry. My favorite anyway. Maybe not the best, but certainly my favorite. What else do I have? Oh, and I have here, I've diced up some onion, and I like my onions. So this is a whole, fairly small onion, size of a baseball. Yeah. No, not a baseball, a softball. The softballs are smaller. So this onion was, very pungent too. Size of a softball. So I'm gonna put that in, and that's it. I'm going to just cook it all together. I've pre-cooked my rice. I have a bed of rice ready for this to go on top of. Oh yes, baby. Curry, curry, oh, curry chicken. You know what I love about curry is it smells good before you even start cooking it. Then when you start cooking it, the aroma, it's just so good. And the best part is you can go to sleep with that smell through the whole place, So anyway, cheers. Having a real Pepsi today. I normally drink Diet Pepsi, but I don't know. I just felt like a little sugar. I need a little sugar. So I'm gonna have some sugar and some Pepsi, and I'll say cheers to you. Hope you have a great weekend. I hope you're having a great weekend. Can't believe it's November 1st already. Holy cow. Hey, is anybody doing Movember? Is it Movember? Yeah, it's Movember, right? Where you men grow beards. Well, not just men anymore, I'm telling you. These days, I'll tell you what, I shaved this morning. I'm not doing Movember. One time, I think it was just last year one time, there's this one hair. Now this might be a little too much information, but there's this one bloody hair that just keeps coming back, and it's like long and white. It just like just sticks right out like that, and there it's thick, so it hurts when you pull it out. So guess what? I'm shaving for Movember. No beard for this chickie. let's see. What else can I tell you? The walk today was fun. I bought myself a kitchen knife. I don't know. I think it's an 8-inch chef's knife, stainless steel. No big brand name or anything, but just a knife, because that's something I didn't have here. I didn't bring my knives. I left everything in the van so that I can just walk right into it and start living it immediately when I go on holidays and such. This is not, this is not the same rice cooker, and because I'm going to be here for a while, I did commit to a year up here, and so that's going to be a lot of fun. I will take holidays and go back to Alberta. I have some very fun things to go to when I go back this year, and of course it'll be, well, not of course, but Laverne is parked for the winter, and I'm going to take her out when I go back home. Well, I guess this is my home now. I don't know, it's still confusing for me. But when I go back to Alberta, let's say, I'll be living in my van. So I'll be visiting, but I'll be visiting from my van. Visit from the street. All right, so I think we're almost ready to add the veg. So let's get that going on. I hung this here because there's a mirror here, and the lighting isn't great, to say the least. So I've tried to rig up some lighting. I don't have proper lighting, so I tried to rig something up. But this reflection is just too much. It's just too much. It's distracting, and oh yes. Oh yes, yes, yes. Okay, so now I'm just gonna, I brought a cloth here so I can set stuff down on it. So now I'll put in the onions first. Get out of there. And then, this might be a lot, but I think it might be too much. We'll see. Let's get this out of there. Let's just see how much we can fit. Yeah, it's gonna be too much. I'm mumbling, sorry. It's going to be too much. I've cut far too many, but that's okay, because it's always okay. I'm not gonna waste it. I can just even throw it in with my scraps, because I also keep a scrap bag for veggie scraps. Oh no, not potatoes, too starchy, but carrot peels, celery stalks, pieces of onion, pieces of garlic, anything veg basically, except for things like cucumbers or anything that holds a lot of water. Radishes, stuff like that I wouldn't put in, because I'm gonna make a vegetable stock. So it's just common sense, if I had snap peas, shells, I would throw those in there, but I don't, so this is what we're doing. All right, so now, here's what I got. I got chicken, potatoes, carrots, onion. Oh man, that looks so good. I'm tempted to throw a few more in there, but I'm not gonna. And here I have, well, it's not a real measuring cup because I don't have one yet, but I have a half a cup of water. I'm gonna put that in so it'll kind of steam it up a bit. So now it'll quieten down a bit. And now we're gonna let that cook for a while. So normally this would take, it might take about 20 minutes. This could be very well the longest video I've recorded, so hopefully I'm entertaining enough to to keep you interested. That being said too, I don't know why I'm saying that all the time today. I'm just I'm just so thrilled. I'm having so much fun making videos. I'm having so much fun here up north. I love the people. Well, I love people in general, but I really love it here. I'm learning so much, so many new things, and I think it's important to challenge your brain. You know, that's something I was missing. Well, in van life, you have to think on your feet a lot of the time, like where you're gonna park, where you're gonna power up if there's no sun and you can't use your solar. What are you gonna do if it's raining for 2 days? Are you prepared? And even speaking of that, I've got everything charging on the wall socket, of course. But I tended to just, if I was charging one thing in the van and my battery was full, or both my batteries were full, I would just charge everything. If it was 80%, I'd charge it to 100, and, you know, just to keep it all topped up, doing the same thing here. So I do have an exciting camera that I'm going to break out. You know, I bought it 3 years ago, maybe not that long, maybe 2 years ago, when I was planning for van life, and I've never learned it, took it out to learn it. I've done everything on my phone, and there's nothing wrong with that. It seems to be working out okay. And I know a lot of content creators do use their phone. So the only thing is, and if you've watched my channel, if you've seen some of the videos, I keep trying to turn it around so that I can show you something in front of me. And even now, as I look at it, I think that button should be able to do it. There's got to be a way to do it, because this is an iPhone 15. I'm certain it has the capabilities. So I'm gonna I'll Google that and see. But I think I've done it 3 or 4 times in my videos. Oh, I'm just gonna turn you around, and then, oh, I can't turn you around. Oh, forget about it. And then I'll try again, and I still can't turn you around. So I don't know. It's okay. You don't have to see anything over there anyway. So I don't have to turn you around now. I wanted to tell you about Charlie the cat. I left him in Edmonton with my daughter and her family. She sent me a picture today. He's so happy there. He loves them and the dogs and Zoe so much. You know, he's just really become a part of the family. And he did before I left, you know, because he'd seen them quite a bit. And he has become an outdoor cat. And he's very self-reliant. And he's so intelligent and so loving. And he's so sociable. So having people around all the time is really where Charlie belongs. And that's all I'm going to say about that, because I know he's happy. I watched him before I left him. I watched him for about a week, and I just watched him miss them when they left and watch for them when they were coming back, and, you know, waiting at mealtime with the dogs and playing with the dogs. He thinks he's a dog, that cat. He thinks he's a dog. I swear. He does. He does. So that's okay. That's okay, because it's the best place for him. They love him as much as he loves them. And I love that he's happy. And I love that they've welcomed him into their life. And I get to see him. I get to visit him anytime I'm back. So, I don't know. It's a win-win. Win-win for everybody. Like, he is in charge of that neighborhood. He walks around like he's all that in a bag of chips, you know? Yeah, you know, and he's got his little cat gang, a little orange cat and a little gray and white cat, and they're following, and there's Charlie, and then Zoe might come along, might not, we'll see. But here's this little gang of cats going down the street. And they stay right within the vicinity. It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. And a hunter dropping off mice. And so that's great. You know, it's always good to have a mouser. Always good to have a hunter in the family. Something I want to learn to do is hunt, but I just got to get to my fishing first. I haven't fished in a couple of years. I'm going to try ice fishing. This year. I'm not going out if it's really windy though. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure they don't use ice fishing huts here. I think it's just, you know, go out, dig a hole, plop yourself down and drop your stick in your line and catch some fish and clean them right there on the ice. Oh yes. That'll be not a new experience for me, but a new experience for me here. So I'll have to get a fishing license. And then fishing. I hear the summers are going to be just fabulous. Well, and from what I've seen on YouTube, that's all I know. But I can't wait to experience it myself. Fishing. I can't wait to go fishing. Even if I don't catch anything, just the art of fishing. Is fishing an art? I'm not really sure, but it's definitely a good hobby to have. Especially being a little bit of a prepper like I am. I want to be able to catch my food, cook my food, store my food. It's all so doable. I'd like to learn how to make some traps, to trap some rabbits, you know. I don't know how good of a shot I would be, but, you know, something like that. Maybe some squirrel hunting. Squirrel and rabbit. I'm going to start with squirrel and rabbit. Should be legal for me to do, or maybe it's not. I'll have to check into that, because I don't want to do anything illegal, that's for sure. But what else am I learning? I'm learning a little bit of Inuit, which, I can't think of the name, what it's called here. Inuktitut? I'm saying that wrong. I don't want to screw it up, or I already screwed it up. But so I'm learning a little bit of that, because when in Rome, right? When I was in Belgium, I learned the language a little bit before I went. Same thing with Norway or Denmark, Germany, just, oh my gosh. Can you believe I couldn't think of the word Mexico, or the state, country Mexico? So I like to learn a little bit of the language, but especially because, well, when I went there, I would go for 3 months at a time, in, you know, 5 or 6 different countries. But here, this isn't a different country, but it's a different culture. So because I'm in a new culture, I want to learn some of the culture. I want to learn some of the language and some of the clothing. I used to bead. I think I might take up beading again. This community is huge in arts and crafts. Not arts and crafts, like art. It's like soap carving. Sewing with rawhide, and beads, and furs, and the Inuit painting. I'll show you sometime. some of the Inuit artwork. Well, actually, I'm gonna go to the museum here, so I'll take you for a trip with me there. We'll take a walk through the museum, and if things go the way I'm hoping they'll go, I met a new friend. She's an artist here in Baker Lake, and I'm gonna see if she'll do an interview with me. You know, she said she might, so that will be good. I just want to check on this, so pardon me for a minute. Lordy, Lord. I should show you, actually, but when I move the camera around, I always do something. But I will show you. I'll bring it to you. I made the cord long enough, see? Oh, I say that, but no. Perfectly imperfect. That's me. That's all of us, actually. Not just me. That's all of us. But I'm a goofy perfect. I'm a goofy perfectly imperfect. See? Bubble, 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 bubble. Yeah. So that's coming along. And actually, all I really want to happen is it's still on cook, so that's good. If it pops on to warm, I might let it rest for a couple of minutes and put it back on cook, because that'll keep the heat high. And even though it's not cooking for an hour or something that I would cook it on a pot on the stove, really doesn't need that. You just, because it's marinated, and I've taken all the starch out of the, not all the starch, but I washed the potatoes twice, and then I soaked them in water. I put them in a bowl of cold water in the fridge, and just let them rest there while the chicken marinated. So then I rinsed them off, so there shouldn't be very much starch in there, so that'll be good. And I've already cooked my rice in the rice cooker, of course. Turns out I have a rice cooker. So I cooked rice in it. It doesn't just cook curry chicken. Oh my. I think I might be a little bit tired. I got up at 5 o'clock this morning. I think I said that earlier in my walk to the store video. But, so I think my brain's getting a little tired. I did have lots of relaxed time, which I won't repeat myself, because I did say that in an earlier video. So yeah, I tend to get a little goofy. I'm a little goofy normally, but I tend to get more goofy as that goes on. But this won't take very long. But, well, it's 33 minutes and 18 seconds now. So that's a long video for me to be talking steady. But I feel like you're sitting here with me, and I'm just telling you about my day and what's going on and what my plans are. Oh, I do have another plan too, is a YouTube friend, Ava Potterfield, has started an art channel, which I'm following, and it's brand new. So she's gonna be drawing dragons. You know, Ava, I'm gonna try and put the link, shouldn't be that difficult, below, even if I write it all out and type it all in, and so people can come to your channel. But so I'm gonna learn with her, kinda, sorta, virtually. So while she's drawing dragons, I'm going to do some cartoony stuff. I used to do it. I created a cartoon, oh gosh, late 80s, I think it was. And I actually pitched it to the Edmonton Journal and the Edmonton Sun, but it didn't get picked up. But I think it's pretty good. Maybe I'll show you sometime. But what I want to try to do is just like a blueprint for for the van, where you're going to put stuff and whatnot. I'm going to start making a blueprint for, I think I'm going to get a sticker. I think it's time I got a sticker. So I'm going to do that. Well, I'm going to try that. No, I'm going to do that. And if it turns out bad, I'll show you. If it turns out good, I'll show you. But I'm going to try and make a logo. Not try. I'm going to make a logo for myself for Fangirl Cheryl. And maybe get some stickers done. Because I'd like to collect stickers from everybody. Purchase them, whatever, but I want to collect stickers, and what I'm going to do is make them into magnets simply by just buying a sheet of magnetic material and sticking the sticker on it, and then that way, you know, if something happens to Laverne, it's something I can take with me. So I've got, you know, you can get magnetic anything, and then put it up in the van, and then I can put my stickers on that. But that's the plan anyway. So I'm gonna get some stickers, and that's about it. I'm just gonna start with stickers. I don't plan, I'm not doing this to be big and famous or anything like that, but I'd like to have something. If somebody asked for something, when I was a singer, people would ask for a picture or a CD or, you know, merch. So I'm not going big on the merch, but I am gonna start with a sticker and see where that goes. Heck, I'm not even monetized yet, so not that it matters. I can get stickers whether I'm monetized or not. Who cares, right? But I am gonna try and design my own, and flaws and all. So I'll see how I do. Getting that done. I'm gonna start playing with it anyway. Instead of just doodling, not that I doodle, but I'm a list, you know, make lists and things like that. So I'm gonna have a sketch pad. I'm gonna have a small sketch pad here on the table so that it's still cooking. I'm gonna leave it while it's still cooking. I'm gonna have a small sketch pad on the table. So if an idea comes to mind, you know, just like being a writer, I have a pad and paper beside me. So if I get a song idea, or I kind of meditate as I'm going to sleep. I used to fall asleep watching a movie or watching YouTube, or listening to music wouldn't be too bad, but my thoughts tend to go with whatever I'm listening to and go in that direction. So what I've done since I've come out here, or up north, yeah. Since I've come up here, is wait until watch whatever I'm watching or do whatever I'm doing until I'm feeling myself tired. And I know the tired point now. So if I get overtired, forget about it. I'm not gonna get a good sleep. I'm gonna be up till 1 or 2 in the morning, and then up at 5, and that's no good. So I've come to recognize if I'm tired, I'm shutting the lights out, and I'm shutting everything off, and I'm going to sleep. And I find that in that 5 to 10 minutes it takes me to drift into that slumber, I can come up with some pretty good ideas. So if that happens, I do have a pad of paper, and I'll just do a point form, you know, song, and then whatever my thought was on the song. I don't know. I should write a song about being here in Nunavut, but I haven't been here long enough, and like they say, write what you know. So all I know is I love it and I'm here. So I'm gonna wait a little while. I'm not bannock baking yet, but that's another thing I have already asked. See, I'm rambling. Is because I can't have gluten. So I asked one of the ladies, who's a good bannock baker, if she ever made gluten-free bannock, and she said no, you know, but maybe she'll look it up. But I mean, I can look it up myself and get her to teach me. Not get her, ask her if she wouldn't mind teaching me to make some bannock, and that would be really cool. Speaking of bread, bannock is a bread, a traditional indigenous or Inuit bread. You can cook it over the fire. You can cook anything over a fire. But I ordered some gluten-free bread today. There is not one loaf of gluten-free bread or bun in this town. So I took care of that. He's ordering me in a case. I'm not gonna eat the whole case, but the thing with gluten-free bread is even if you buy it in the city, you might often find it in the freezer because it'll last longer. And there's nothing wrong with putting bread in the freezer. I freeze my bread anyway. But then I can make my own bread crumbs and make some fried chicken. I love fried chicken. I love fried chicken. So once I dry out some bread and make some breadcrumbs, and then I can have, you know, BLT, and I like my tuna sandwiches too. But I'd like to have it on just a regular sandwich once in a while. Egg salad. Egg salad's just, I don't know, it belongs on a piece of white bread. Any kind of bread that you like, but any kind of bread. White bread, brown bread, rye bread, sourdough bread. As long as it's gluten-free, I'm in. But I really do like my romaine lettuce wraps as well. Wow, this is just a bubbling. Here, I'll show you again. And it's very hot, so like, I wouldn't move this around. If you're in your van doing this, just leave it be. I'm moving it around so I can show you how bubbly. And I bet you can hear it. Can you hear it? Try it. See the juices? Yes, curry chicken, baby. So, what I'm going to do is, I'll just use my water glass here. I'm going to take a little piece of potato out. I don't want that chicken. I want the potato. Hey, come on. Oh, it's not going to cook if it's not on properly, is it? And we're going to see. Shut the front door. That is done already. Okay, now we got to try carrot. I could have put in a little more curry. Next time I'll put in a little more. I like mine. I like a lot of curry. I can oh, wait a minute. Here comes that aftertaste on the taste buds. Tastes great. Tastes great. But next time I'll put in a little more curry. This time, I'm going to enjoy it as it is. Anything a little. Man, I'll tell you what. Sorry, I shouldn't talk with food in my mouth. That is almost perfect. It does need a little salt and pepper. do it like that. Boogada, boogada, boogada. Choo, 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 choo. There we go. I didn't need, I just wanted a little more salt and pepper. And the carrots are almost perfect. They're just a little bit al dente. I'm not gonna let it stay in there very much longer. I think what I'm gonna do is switch it to warm. Here you see. Just while, oh, that's weird, I just saw something, it must have been this. Just let that salt and pepper get in there a little bit more. I'll get my rice ready. Well, I have my rice ready. And I just got it ready because it's going to be cold anyway. Doesn't matter. I'm not going to heat up the rice before I put the curry on it. This is hot. That'll heat up the rice just fine. Wait till you see it. It's just going to be amazing. And I don't have a plastic spoon yet. So I'm going to use this. So it's not going to be a real pretty dish up. And then, excuse me for a moment. I'm just going to grab a spoon so I can dip on the top to get some of the sauce. Hang on a sec. Ooh. There we go. Spoon. That's a good spoon right there. But of course, I don't want to use it because it's Teflon, right? So I don't want to scratch. I don't want to scratch the pan. So there we go. So tell you what, I'm unplugging. Oh. There, I'm unplugged. 47 minutes. Oh my gosh. At least I'm keeping it under an hour. Well, when I get that new camera set up, I'll be able to pause it. So, because I haven't, you probably know this. I don't have to tell you I don't edit anything. It's just, it is what it is. So with the other camera, because I obviously can't pause this one, my phone, I'll be able to pause the camera and leave it set up. I've got 3 different tripods that I bid on at a silent auction and got for really cheap. So yeah, I'm anxious to start using those, and then I can take them everywhere with me too to film. Oh my. All right, so this is going back here. And, well, you'll see the finished product when I dish it up. Lord. Sorry, my big elbows. Oh, yeah. I'm not the galloping gourmet, that's for sure. See, look at that. How beautiful does that look? So I'm just gonna put it on top of my bed of rice. Oh, I want lots of chicken, baby. Lots of chicken. Mama needs some protein. Oh, yeah. Some more veg. I think that's plenty. Oh, I want some more juice. See, I'll just dip it in the bottom there. I mean, on the top. Dribble some juice on. Now, if I had, you know, a little parsley or a little something to sprinkle on top, that would make this an even more beautiful looking dish. Now, with this, of course, you don't need soy sauce. You don't need anything else. This is it. This is dinner. That's all you need. Okay, now. See, I'm still doing that. Oh, get that out of there. I'm Still doing the elbow thing. But here we go. Yeah, there. I'll stand up. All right. That's as good as I'm gonna get to show you. But I will taste it. This here. Put the lid back on. I didn't bring myself a fork. Be right back. I have a fork. I have 2 forks. Okay. You should see my setup here. It's pretty funny. Because lighting is on my list. Lighting is on my list. And obviously a mic that can filter the wind a little bit, because oh my gosh, the first 2 minutes, not 2 minutes maybe, but of my video this afternoon, you can hardly hear me with the wind blowing. But after that it was okay. I don't know why. But I've got some scribblers, some of my notepads stacked up, and I couldn't get this high enough, so I've got it on top of my cereal box. Anyway, here we go. I saw my son's trying to phone me there, so I'm gonna give him a call right after this. And I'll probably post this tomorrow. Okay, I've got, what I got? Onion. I'm gonna get a little bit of carrot. I tell you what. Fantastic. All right, well, I think I'm gonna have myself some dinner. Thank you so much for watching. If you like the content, even though it's almost an hour long, it's 52 minutes. It'll be 53 by the time I'm done, because you know what? I'm gonna eat this while it's warm. So take care of yourself, take care of each other out there. And if somebody doesn't have a smile, give them yours. Ciao for now.